I got a feeling that you got me covered too. I got you covered. I got you covered.
I hope everybody can hear me. I'm trying out my Chromebook outside with my camera from inside because I don't like the camera that the Chromebook comes with. So let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm going to eventually get a mic, but for right now, this is what we do, right? We just do. I've got paintbrushes. I promised y'all I was going to come out and do this, right? I've got a dropping stuff, right? I've got what is it? Just cardboard because I need these to paint white before I can paint for them next week or when Patty leaves, not before. How's everybody doing? Huh? I'm outside. I've got the ring light because otherwise you would not be able to see me. It would be so dark it would not even be funny, right? So if you're new, hi Jason P. Welcome to Blessed to Crochet. When everything comes in, guys, Jason, can you give me a 5x5? You can hear me good. I just saw that, by the way. When everything comes to be, we're like 200 away from 3,000. I'm going to attract all the bugs because they're going to see this ring light and they're going to come after me, right? So I'm just adjusting stuff. Reese had a great live. And of course, I couldn't leave there because I'm a mod. And so, which is great. It was news that absolutely now I don't feel like I'm needed to get out. Word needs to get out. So go to her live and spread it. I just have white paint. I got it Menards. And so it took a little longer than I thought, but we're going to do a little bit of it. I promised I was going to come on tonight. I got the recipe off to Chow. Miss Cricket. I'm just going to put some white paint on this board. I've just got cardboard down. What should we start with first? Got the staple stuck in my skin. I don't feel too good. So should we start with earrings first to paint white or the circles? They all have to get done. I have to paint them white because if you don't, you're going to see through them like I showed you. So which one we should do first? The white, the earrings, or the circles? Which one first? So I just thought I'd chit chat. I got the recipe out today. Earrings first. Okay. I got the recipe out to Chow's today. I'm going to be uploading, even though it's not my recipe, it's still TikTok viral. I did the recipe for the cottage cheese bagels. And I'm going to upload them to, I'm going to eventually get a mic, but I don't have it yet. Eventually, I think it's on my Amazon wish list. I'm going to do the cottage cheese bagels. My husband's, no bugs up my nose, please. That's the stream for this. I'm going to be doing the cottage cheese bagels. So they're going to be up. If you look at the point wise, they're like 5 points each. Sorry, but that bug did not like that. I did not like that. 5 points each. The protein is 9 grams versus 11 grams. The cottage cheese bagels have 11 grams of protein. The carbohydrates for like a Thomas regular Thomas bagel, we all know what those are, right? 53 grams of carbohydrates. The bagels for the cottage cheese bagels are only 25 grams of carbohydrates. That's huge. It's like half. And you're getting more protein. And they're hands down better. So I made them. My husband requested them. My mom and I made them. My mother loves them. I love them. And the the Disco Ball Warriors. You can see I uploaded my lunch. Yep. I sent her when Christina was young. Now, see, these are just plain wood, so we're going to do them. When Christina was young, or when I was growing up, we had this recipe that was called, what was it now? I forgot. Sunday brunch. And every holiday, and I've done it on my channel. It's on my channel if anybody looks. It's called egg pie. Um, if we did it, and especially at Christmas time, my mom used to put it together and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then we would take it out Christmas morning. You take it out, like, especially if it's in a glass dish, you take it out like a half an hour prior to when you're going to make it, because you don't want the glass dish to go in the oven. And so we did we would take it out, put it in the oven, heat it up, and by the time it was ready to sit down, we had brunch. And so, especially holidays, or sometimes my mom would make it the night before, and we come home from church and just throw it in the oven. So we've used it a lot in our years as our family. When Christina came around, she decided to nickname it egg pie, not egg Sunday brunch is what it's originally named of. It was given a recipe. She named it egg pie. Hi, Coach Lisa. I'm just painting the earrings white. They're originally this, because before we can paint for them, we can't really see them with the darn. Kind of see them now, because with the ring light you can't really see them. They're like ivory, and now I'm just painting them the white, because if I don't paint them the white, then when we paint for, you're going to see it through. That's what kind of happened to those earrings that I love. So she named them egg pie. That's okay. I'm glad you're here. You're here. That's all that matters, right? So she nicknamed it egg pie. So after we had Christina, it was like, that's what stuck, egg pie. So guess what? So it went from Sunday brunch to egg pie. And actually, we're going to do that on Sunday. I usually make a double batch, and we'll have that ready to go on Saturday, and then when we come home from church, we'll have that. And my aunt's here, and I'll probably have a nap. I don't know if I can turn it on from here. I'll have to look at doing that. Maybe I should start doing that. I can look at it. I just think I got to go on the YouTube thing and do it. But just watching it, you're reading the chat. That's all that matters. Remember what I tell people: the magic happens in the chat. And I will still have to do another coat on these. They're not going to be perfect, and they're going to dry really close, really quick. But it's just so that when we paint them, definitely going to need another coat. When we paint them, see, I'm going to have to wait till they're dry and go around the edges, paint them, because my hands are going to get them, which is fine. When we paint them white, when we paint for them, if we don't paint them white, then you're going to see all the wood grain right through it. And that's the mistake I made before. The one thing I like about these when I did them is they're really, if you're sensitive to the way earrings feel, if things are too heavy on your ears, these are really lightweight earrings. You feel like you're wearing nothing. I enjoy wearing them. Well, like we got to say, right? We got to show up. And I know there's going to be days coming up I'm not going to want to show up. And you know what? I thought to myself, my aunt probably didn't want to show up a lot of times with chemo, but she showed up. Well, we can't always plan everything in life. Be nice if we could plan it and say, okay, we know this event's coming, but God doesn't do that. I wish He did sometimes, but He doesn't do that. But I'm going to talk sometime next week before my aunt comes about what do we do planning when things are out of our control. I have some control over this in the sense of I am not going to allow myself to use food. Now, one thing real quick, when you're painting thing like this, I'm making sure that before I lay it down, my paint stroke that I'm taking the paintbrush, I can't talk, is going like this so that all the lines are down. And they're going to have to be painted one more time, but they're getting their initial coat. But I'm still making sure that kind of going with the grain that I'm going down. But, you have to plan, and it's like I'm planning for what I know is going to be the inevitable hard thing. I know myself enough. And I know that it's really going to be easy to go, oh yeah, that sounds good. I can eat that. Now, the one thing that I will say is I find that when I tend to have migraines, chocolate is very helpful. Just a little bit. It doesn't take much. And I think my migraines are stress related right now. I do get migraines because of fibromyalgia, but I guarantee you they're stress related right now. And so I took some yogurt this afternoon and I put some chocolate chips in it. I just ate it and my migraine went away. So that I'm not recording on my dang on Weight Watcher points because I'm like, you know what? It's either that or I wanted to crawl. I saw it coming and I'm like, yep, no, we got to curve this. So we have like those little 8-ounce bottles of Coke in the house. The 8-ounce cans. And if it's really bad, I'll have an 8-ounce can of Coke and that's it. And I didn't need that. I thought that's the next thing I'm going to, but I didn't need it. And I've got my hoodie things that go on my head in the refrigerator, but I really didn't want to take a nap. I've been really trying to there's some days I have to, but I've been really trying not to go down and go to sleep because then I'm not going to sleep in the middle of the night now, and then I'll be up for hours. And I have been crashing at nighttime. I think because I'm just so tired. Now, last night I had a dream about Patty. That was really hard. I was like, I don't want to do that. Having to remember to put my watch on so it tracks my steps. You better not think about raining. There's not a cloud in the sky. But how do you plan for all that? I've got a plan for success, and I got a bunch of people that know what's going on, and that's all that matters. Now, like I said, we got Patty's plane ticket taken care of. The only other thing, any additional funds that come in are going to go to just enjoy her time while she's here. And then we're trying to do something special. She really wants to do with Christina. I know Christina would enjoy it, and I know Patty said she'd absolutely enjoy it. And it was funny. My daughter even called me today. She doesn't watch a lot of these, so I'm not worried. She's really busy right now. She said, "Mom, what do you think of this idea?" And it's already kind of in the works. So if that money comes in, then that's what'll go. We're trying to work with the place to see if they'll give a little discount under the circumstances. But my aunt's just overwhelmed that people cared enough to donate to make it happen. And so am I. It means a heck of a lot. I'm just putting these on here, and then the one thing about this is doing it now. If I can do it in the next couple of days, I may not get them all done, but I'm trying to get them done. that reminds me. I've had to do a list. I don't do lists in my life very much. I've had to do a list because that's awesome, Lisa. Oh, I'm working with a. Hope your plan is going well. You've inspired me. I've been working every morning before work and eating clean. That is awesome. Jason, it's awesome about the power washing. That's awesome. But I've had to make a list because I have to pay. I have to register for. It's only like $25 to register for that craft fair. But I'm going to be taking some of my crochet and some of the paint pour stuff, and my mom and I are going to go and do it together. And but I've had to write a list because my head is just shouldn't be spinning. I said to Kristen the other day, I feel so overwhelmed. She said, "You are." She said, "You have a lot going on right now." So I thought, said today, Mary, you got to get a list. I forgot to add something to the list and start checking off things on the list to get done before Patty comes. Because if you don't, you're going to forget. And then you're going to get sidetracked to it. Jason, what recipe did you send Cricket? You wouldn't notice. It's pitch dark outside. Can you tell above me? It's beautiful though out. It's not hot. It's cool. I was getting ready for Christina's wedding. Of course, I had to do it in the middle of the dang on summer. Man, I had to come out with spray paint, and spray paint stuff, and do things. And it's like, kid, you can't get married when it's like cool. And you're not going to see this. You're not going to see it, but doesn't matter whether you see it or not, because it's just I'm trying to cover up the thing. Homemade chicken enchiladas. Ooh, that sounds good. My dad, unfortunately, and Christina has got the same little problem. And it wasn't until he was in his 20s, and he had a problem with peppers. He didn't handle them well. And she's got the same kind of problem. I'm not going to go into what it would do, but it did not agree with her stomach very well at all. And so, Christina has the same exact problem. She goes, "Why did Papu have to give me the same problem?" So I don't do, and then I wasn't raised with a lot of pepper stuff, and sometimes it can upset my stomach. I wish it didn't, because they're very good for you, but my husband can't do peppers anything with peppers because of his acid. It bothers his acid too much, so he can't do anything with peppers. Any kind of tomatoes, any kind of beef. I think he's doing it on purpose. No, I'm kidding. Mr. Bluster Crochet is good. He's a good guy. I'm blessed. There's some good guys out there. Crafty is growing my super hots. Hi, living my best life. Welcome. Super hots, Caroline Reapers, Scorpions. The hotter the better. I'm a bit crazy like Johnny. Oh my goodness. Wow. No, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Living the best life. Usually I try to give people that come in as they come in and they become supporters, especially ones that have channels, I give them a Nightbot little code that they can put in. So I will add that in, so that when you come in and you can drop your link that way. I found her through Gail's channel today. And I did also. I'm really. I set it up this. I set it up today a little bit, and I'm gonna work this weekend to really get all the jokes and stuff done as further as I can, and the devotions and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Jason P. And because I can't do it because I'm not by my computer, and my hands are all. I'm painting earrings. We're gonna paint pour. Um, and I'm trying to do all that kind of stuff in advance. I want to do it till the end of the year. But one thing that we do here at Blessed to Crochet, because I know how it is when you're starting out and you're struggling and you're just trying to grow your channel. And so I do channel shout outs. And I thought about that as maybe something to do when, as kind of like, think of what it is. When we get memberships, but I don't want to do that. I enjoy it too much. I enjoy helping out. So there will be one point where we're not going to we're as we grow, the channel shout outs, which I'm going to be doing at noon every day. So it'll be a channel. It'll take a break and go look at a channel. And I'm going to try to make them, when I do the channel shout outs, as we grow 5,000 and down. So there'll be 5,000 subscribers or less. And I really want to try to focus on channels that have 1,000 subscribers or less, because those are the channels that can use a shout out from a bigger channel. Right now we're small. So as we grow, we're going to be flipping. And I know how important it is if a big channel would just take that opportunity and just, shout us out, and people would get the word out. And so I want to do that. So the channel shout outs are just a way of us helping other channels out. I know people won't come in. If they do, well, why didn't we give them my channel a shout out? It's just, hi Brazy girl. It's just, we're going to do our best to make sure that we can get everybody. What I do is I have a spreadsheet. My mom has it. And we literally list the channels and say, okay, we gave that person a shout out on 7/10. I gave that person a shout out on 8/15. I gave like Living My Best Life, I gave her a shout out on the 14th. I'm just making up a date, but I did it this week though. I did do it, so that I know we can look back and say, yeah, we gave that channel a shout out this month already. And that's the only way to keep track and make sure that we're not giving the same channel over and over again shout outs without kind of spreading it out, spreading the love, right? So that's what we're trying to do. But when we grow, it'll be, if we do a bigger channel that's bigger subscriber count, it will be just a normal, just regular shout out. But those specific ones that we kind of do a break shout out, I want them to be for channels that need the exposure. Those channels that are really 1,000 or below, or 5,000 or below, just to kind of give them a little boost. I was thinking today, because somebody said, they don't tend to read the community tab. And I'll tell you, I think I know why. Because it is so underutilized by a lot. Hi, Miss G. By a lot of people that have channels. They just don't use their community tab. They don't tell their people, go look at the community tab. And I think that a lot of channels really don't utilize it to its full effect. And I think that that's why people don't go look at it. And it's such a valuable resource to use your community tab, to make announcements like I've been doing the Mocha Watch. I'm going to do an updated one tomorrow, because I think we're close. We're like 200 watch hours away from 3,000, y'all. And I think that that's why in the YouTube world, it's just not something that's announced. It's not something that's used a lot, because people, they don't use their community tab. So if you may just take the time, when you go to a channel, go check out their community tab. If you want to come to our community tab every day, it's going to be released at noon. I may skip days here and there, but we'll be putting a channel shout out. shout out, just go like the post, put a comment in if you can. If you don't have time, just give it a like. That will spread it. That will spread it. But we're trying to do take a break and support a channel kind of thing. And what I'm doing is I'm taking their thumbnail, which takes a little bit more work. We're taking their thumbnail and we're going into Canva and putting it there and then putting in like at, above, and their channel name. And then when we post the link, right? When I like the Mocha Watch too. When we post the link to the channel and give the channel name and the shout out, there's a picture. Because sometimes it doesn't always show the picture when you put in the name, and then it's just a random thing. There's no thumbnail or anything. There's no picture. I think community posts go further with a picture. So we're going into their channel. We'll give a shout out to, we're saving their thumbnail. We're going into Canva. We're putting the thumbnail and you'll see it because I did it for a post today. I shouted out, I think it was rooted in essential oils is what I did. And I do, I did her thumbnail, put her channel above, and then that way there's a picture attached to it. Because sometimes when you drop the link, it doesn't always pop up a picture. Hi, the panda. Welcome. We're just chatting. We're going to paint pour these earrings coming up soon. For those that don't know what Bust to Crochet is, those that are they're new. We're a channel that really doesn't do crochet. I will talk about yarn. I will talk about crochet stuff, but this was really started for the purpose of connection and creativity and getting to know people and just having a community to come to talk and connect and talk about hard things, talk about good things, kind of just a range of stuff. I'm outside with my thing. I don't have a mic on, so I hope you can hear me. Usually I'm in my room, but I thought I'll bring out the thing in the dark with the ring light, with all the bugs that want to come to me. My name is Mary. This is my mom's channel. Her name is Kathy, but she doesn't like to be on camera, so I'm the person that does that. But I'm doing it for the connection part. For those that don't know, what I'm doing is we have a craft show my mom and I are doing in November. And also my aunt is coming next week for a visit. She's been diagnosed with stage 4 liver and lung cancer last December. She has now been, the music streams are great. And that would really help with watch hours. They have stopped chemo now. It's now terminal. They're talking hospice. Her name is Patty. If you go and watch some of the videos, you will find a hashtag One Last Hug. And there's the story a little bit about what's going on. But she is coming next week. And she is coming for her last visit. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy by any stretch. And for those that aren't familiar with, we kind of started this whole thing because of the lifeboat. And the lifeboat is a channel that helps people with sobriety, also with connection. And I tend to eat when I'm hurting. And that's not good. And so what I'm doing here is when we take her to the airport on the 22nd of August, it's going to be really hard for me because I'm giving her one last hug at that airport, and then I probably won't ever see her again. And so I'm doing stuff like this. I'm getting things ready so that when she leaves, I can come on and put my emotions in the trunk and come out and do stuff like this and crochet and do some other things so I can take my mind off of it. We don't know how long she has. They've said about a year, maybe less, because she's probably not going to do the chemo pills. So this is a really hard time with our family. But I can tell you one thing. I put out a community post to ask people that wanted to contribute towards her plane ticket to get her up here, and my community came out in droves. And it was awesome. We got the plane ticket entirely covered for her to come up here and see us. It was a wish that she had as somebody who is leaving this world. We don't know how long that is. For our family, it's certainly an answer to prayer. And the post is still there if anybody ever feels led to send us anything else. It will go to, well, she's here. We're trying to get an activity that will mean a tremendous amount to my daughter and her. And then anything that is collected after that, if you just put in the Venmo or the Cash App or whatever, hashtag one last hug, you don't have to, will go to Patty from my community. To take care of any kind of cost she's going to have because she's had to take a leave of absence from work. So this is going to be challenging, but I'm determined. Thank you, Dee Dee. I'm determined to handle this time in my life differently because I'm not going to allow pain. I'm not going to use pain to. I'm not going to use food to kill my pain. It's the wrong way to handle it. I'm on Weight Watchers, so there is a Weight Watchers referral if anybody's interested. We're talking about that too. We have the Disco Ball Warrior group. For those that don't know, we have a saying. I think I can pull it up. Here, Jason, I'll pull it up for you. We have the saying here, we love it, about the disco balls. And this is what we say, right? A disco ball is hundreds of pieces of broken glass put together to make a magical ball of light. You ain't broken, you're a disco ball. Blessed Disco Ball Warriors. And that's a group we've started just to help people that are trying to eat healthy and that may struggle with food and trying to lose weight and so forth. We've started a group that can help with that. We also have the Lighthouse Beacons for everybody else within my community that just wants to connect with other people. So that is our saying here, right? Disco ball. Oops. You hear him referring to disco balls, you'll know exactly what it means. Yeah. So I'm trying to do this. When you paint pour, you probably can't see it very well, but if you paint pour, and I've done it with earrings before, if you paint pour and you paint it on this, which is just wood, you can see it there. If you don't paint them white, you're going to wind up with showing the wood grain right through it, and then eventually it's going to dissipate a little bit. It's not going to be as clean as it would be. So I need to paint them white. So I have these earrings that I'm painting white, which will wind up in our merch store. And then I've got this big project. I'm going to keep myself busy, y'all, and you're going to help me. I've got this project, and these are actually what's going to be made for those that are crocheters that, like me, start a project and then walk away going, what size hook was I using? So I've got these to paint pour, so that these will go in the merch store too, so that you can put these on your little wonderful crochet projects. And if you have to walk away, put it down for a while, you can go back going, oh yeah, I used a 5mm hook on that one. So, whoops, bad light. We got a lot of white paint to do. So, and I also struggle, for those that are new, I struggle with fibromyalgia. So I talk about that because I deal with chronic pain a lot. And I'm a firm believer. I do have to take medicine to control it. But I'm a firm believer in, hi, Mr. Alfonso. I'm a firm believer in you have to keep your hands busy as tools within your toolbox so that that it helps to take your mind off the pain. I'm hurting, but I can do it. No, Brazy, it would not be hard for you to learn how to crochet. Not one bit, and I will tell you where you can go to learn it. I don't teach it because I don't feel like I would be. I learned. I probably made some mistakes in how I learned, but I learned. It just depends. Um, there's probably a lifeboat, right, Jason? I don't even know what time it is. There's probably a lifeboat about 10 o'clock, unless Tommy comes on early. And I probably get off for that. But I usually just depends. Sometimes we can go for an hour. Sometimes we can go for 2 hours. I will. I often, and then I will start, guys, back next month with what we call Lighthouse Mondays. And Lighthouse Mondays was started with Alfonso's wonderful music playing. Um, it was started for you guys to come in, turn on the lighthouse, and that way you can turn on the lighthouse, talk amongst yourselves. We have we have Alfonso's music playing. We have, you know, videos up. We have beautiful lighthouses showing and other things. We have Mocha on there. Mocha's our dog. Um, and people can just come in and out and come in and just chit chat and start making some connections. Trying not to touch the screen too much because I'm trying not to mess up my Chromebook too much. I really don't know. My husband got me this for Mother's Day. I don't know what I would have done without this Chromebook. My friends make anything. How her sweaters look store bought. I better bought, but better. Well, that's good, Panda. I'm just out here painting, and I thought I'll come out here painting and chit chatting with y'all. So far, I'm impressed with this white from this I got from Menards. Just need a white paint. It's acrylic paint from Menards. So far, I'm impressed. But I'm gonna have to do 2 coats. Hi, Carry On. We're just painting the earrings, and then I got to paint 200 of these. But I'm trying to get them done because you also want the paint like to set and set up. I want it to kind of harden and cure a little bit before I start paint pouring. And I can't do it till after Patty leaves. Brazy, I would tell you to start, if you're going to think about crochet, start with just the basics. I am a crocheter and I've been a crocheter since 2000. Yeah, there's 200 of these. But that's okay. When my aunt leaves, I'm going to need a lot of distraction. And I'm not distracting away from the pain, but what I'm doing is I also know I can't sit and cry 24/7 when she leaves because that's not healthy either. I'm going to have to go through a stage where I'm going to literally have to go, okay, Mary, I know this is hard, but you're going to get through this. You see my ring light now in the back. I tried to move it a little bit out of the way, but it's not very. So I know I need to do something so that I'm not focusing on it. But I've been a crocheter since 2013. I marvel at the people that can do sweaters. I marvel at the people that can do amigurumis. Not this girl. My favorite is doing blankets. And my favorite actually is doing blankets by somebody I found on ST. Okay. I can look down when we go down in the Amish country, Alfonso. Um, yep, it'll take a while. Um, and then I can't knit. I cannot knit. But anyway, um, I applaud people that can do it. I just can't. I can't do it. I don't find. I just. I love amigurumis. I love them. Doing it around can be difficult. But there's this lady. It's clearfully crocheting, and she does amazing blankets on ST. And I started finding her, and then I found others that do the bobble stitch blankets and make words and so forth. And patterns. I'm doing a dinosaur right now on one. I've got several projects going, and I love doing those blankets. Those are my favorite. Hands down, my favorite to do is kind of the ones where you can put words and all that and do the bobble stitch. My favorite, hands down, blanket to do. But blankets are absolutely my favorite. I did do I'm doing the disco balls. I just have to figure out because boy am I off. I've got to either reduce the hook size or reduce the stitch because I'll show it to you. It's inside. I'll show it to you another day. Right. To make it the same size as the other one. I can do those. I did the cupcakes because they weren't difficult. I just don't enjoy them as well. I love doing blankets and I love giving blankets away because I feel like you're giving somebody a hug. That's what I feel like. I love doing blankets. It's my favorite, hands down. I'm not good. I do one pattern for a hat. That's it. I do one for a scarf. That's it. Every time I do hats, I tend to make them bigger than what they should be. I think I tend to crochet loose, so I always kind of have to go down a hook size. Find your niche, but I would tell you, Brazy, start off with just the basic. Learn how to chain stitch first, and then go to the next thing, and then go to the next thing, and then find your niche. It doesn't mean that you don't. I mean, I still practice that stuff, but it's not. I do what I enjoy, which is crochet. I want to knit a blanket. I've never a kit knit a blanket before. I have a pattern for a Scottish Fair Isles cable blanket. I'm sure, Janet, that carry on, that would be beautiful. Beautiful. My mother was born in Scotland. I want a blanket that is the size for wrapping myself in when sitting on the sofa. Oh, that's wonderful. Yep. I've got Tommy's blanket I got to finish. I will finish it. When I started it, he was Captain Tommy. Now he's Admiral Tommy. So I'm gonna have to add some kind of admiral symbol somewhere on the blanket. But I'm not undoing I've got like this much of it done, and I'm not undoing it to change it from admiral to captain. So at the time I started, he was captain. We're sticking with it. We're sticking with it, right? So anyway, my daughter has been just. I want to give a big shout out to my kid. My kid is married. She's 22. She called me tonight. She goes, "Mom, how you doing?" She said, "I'm calling you." She calls me a lot, but she said, "I'm calling you. Make sure you're doing okay." She was so sweet. She just was like, "Mom, I know." Because she called me. It was Wednesday. She called me on the phone. She goes, "Are you okay, Mom?" She was trying to tell me something. I started crying. She goes, "Mom, are you okay?" And I go, "I am." And so she's just picking up that phone and calling me and being an amazing kid. And I appreciate it. I told her tonight, I said, "It means a lot, Christina, that you're doing that." And that, just so you know, for someone with autism, that's not easy. We really worked hard for that kid to kind of get her emotions and work with her to kind of get her emotions in check. Now I'm being careful because I also don't want um, the second coat, but I'm not too worried about the final coat. I just know I've got to paint these because hang them up, Brazy. You got it. You got it, girl. I like to encourage people here. We like to lift them up. Don't tear people down. It ain't happening on my watch. Not on my watch. I won't allow it. So, and I promised. I don't know who it was last night, and forgive me. I should know. Somebody said they were going to have a hard day, and I said, "I'll come on tomorrow and paint." I promised y'all I was going to come on, right? Even if it's pitch dark out. It's okay. Thank God for ring lights, right? We got them. But we got the nature streams up. We did the Babbling Brook. You know, one thing I tried to find and I couldn't was, and I went in my normal resource that I go for this nature stream stuff, and I looked for wind chimes, and I couldn't find them. I was like, the wind chime video that was up, I was kind of disappointed, and there wasn't really a lot of wind chime noises. So I don't know if I'll get to do wind chimes, because I thought that would be nice and relaxing, but I don't know if I'll get to do it. I have to look at my list again. I want to save, I'm going to do like crackling fire, but I want to save that for when it becomes winter. Not winter, but fallish kind of thing. I think it'll fit better. Oh, you're welcome, Brazy. That's what we do. That's what we do. Listen, that's why it was so important to me that I take that song. I know when you listen to the entire song, I got you covered. I know for people it's like it's not fitting to this and what we do, but it is so there's a section of that song that kind of really states what we're doing. We got you covered. I got you covered, and I know you got me covered. I know you got I know you got me covered, and I got you covered too, kind of thing. And it was like that's why I wanted it as our intro for a video, because I wanted to remind you guys when you came in here, we got each other covered. You got me covered, I got you covered. That's what we do. That's what we do. We get each other covered. Mary, I thought the cool lights at the yarn store, it's a light for hard handwork that wraps around your neck with 2 flashlights. I have one of them. I have one, but I need to get one of the ones that charge. I've got a battery operated one, and I want to get one that just charges. I used to. My husband can sleep through about anything, so I can turn my light on and he's not even bothered by it. Because I've been sleeping really good lately. Yeah. Oh, Scott was just brazy. Scott was thrilled. If you all don't know, on my channel there's a playlist called Scott Thompson. There's several songs, and it's one that you'll hear on the way out, which is Proud of Being Me, because I want everybody to be proud of themselves. There's only one you. God only made one of you. You can't make any more. You're already taken. You're it. And he called me yesterday and said, I heard myself on the tubes, on the YouTubes. He said, I was so thrilled. He said, one of my biggest fears was, he said, I was going to leave this world without anybody hearing my music. He said, I was just so thrilled beyond belief that people are hearing my music. He said, I just was beyond thrilled. And so I uploaded So Proud of Being Me. And then he said, your little narration afterwards, he's like an uncle to me. He said, meant so much. He said, you're my you and Christina are my number 1 fans. I said, yeah, I do. I love you. And so I said, well, I've got more songs. I only have probably about 20 songs to upload that I have in my possession to upload of his music, but I will be slowly but surely uploading them. And guess what? Nobody else can upload it but me, because then it will be used as reused content if it's done the wrong way. And he said, if anybody uploads it, I want you to upload it, because, I already told him, you got a big fan base growing. He said, 44 people listen to it. I'm so thrilled. And so he said to me, if anybody wants to upload it, he said, I want you to do it, because he said, I know you'll do it right. I said, dang tootin'. And I have a shirt in our merch store that has Scott Thompson, right? And it says Scott Thompson in the center of the album, because the song was I Got You Covered. But on the outside, it says We Got You Covered on the back with our logo, and the top of it says Stay Connected. So I want one of them shirts. I got to order one for myself. And then my mom wants to order one. She said to me today, she goes, Mary, I want to order one for Scott. And I'm like, yep, absolutely, she said. And then Alfonso, we're going to send him your record, but we've got one of those shirts on order for him. And he lives in a nursing home right now. Probably he will for the rest as long as he's here. And so we want to send it all together so we make sure that it doesn't get lost and trim. If we send one package and then the other package, it may get lost. But Scott is blind. He's been blind since birth. Um, when they ended up putting too much oxygen in his, he was born premature. No, I think one of them he said passed away. Um, no, um, and they stopped performing very young. He kept going, but they didn't. Um, and and so he was born premature, and they put too much oxygen in the incubator, and he winded up blind. But he could go literally from the piano or from hear the music, go to the piano and play it. He was never trained. He trained himself. He taught himself everything. Um, but I've got the music I've uploaded. He did in 2015 the two songs. Um, he did himself. They're all written by him and performed by him. And then uh, Alfonso, I found the record that was done when he was in his 20s. Scott was. He's now in his 70s. And Alfonso uploaded that, and that's by the Scott Thompson Trio. So I will be uploading that music in a little bit. All right, I'm going to head off here pretty soon too, but for right now, we'll stay on. Um, Brazy, he is a family friend, but he's been like an uncle to me, so I consider him Uncle Scott. And every time when I used to go to watch him perform, because he would go around South Florida, different places that perform, and when there was a place that he was at that I could go to, my grandfather and my grandmother, we would go, and we would go eat dinner often or lunch or what have you. And he always said, whenever I was there, he would have a tip jar on the piano, right? Well, guess what? He said, when you were there, the tip jar was always full, more full when you were around. He said, every time. He said, I always got more tips when you were hanging around. He said, because I used to be up at the piano and singing, and I had a ball. I loved it. So whenever my number one fan was there, always had more tips. Yeah, yep. There was just one song. I think it was the song. Actually, it was one song he did, but he didn't like it. Called "It's Never Too Late to Do Your Thing," and I think it has a little bit of a skip to it. But out of all of them, yeah, it was in excellent condition. And I'm going to take the album and frame it. I don't plan to play it. And my daughter coming home from church, and she was with us last week, and she had kind of heard it because I had said to her, I'd sent her the song, but I know my daughter, she's busy, and it's no jokes here. It was Have You Met Miss Jones? Miss MISSS or MISS. Well, we know what my last name is, Jones, right? And okay, I'm going to be heading off here soon too. I'm going to finish these earrings before I head over there. And so when you hear Scott in the middle of this thing playing this song, you're going to be floored that she was like, wow, because he was playing an organ on in the thing. She couldn't believe it. I go, see, I'm not going to get to these tonight, but I thought I'm going to get to the earrings done. And then next week, I will. Tomorrow's Saturday reflections, for those that don't know. My mom gave me the greatest compliment last night. So, Mary, you're getting so much more comfortable on the camera. I said, I don't know. And my mind is in 3,000 different places right now. So forgive me if I'm jumping all over the place. We have Saturday reflections, which we take the quote of Monday, or Monday quote, And we try to put it, and I did one last week, and I hope people enjoyed it. Try to take that quote, put it in a way that has some kind of verse or spiritual, you know, you know, Bible verse behind it. And I think we kind of have to do that in our world. We have to look at things that come out, and we have to say, how can we look at this from a? We can't always do it from a biblical perspective, and so that's kind of what I started doing with that. And I'm gonna try to tomorrow to get on the horn tomorrow and record some daily devotions, so you guys have that coming out. And topic Thursday, we pick a topic and talk about that, like a little, like 20-minute topic. I'm trying to get some stuff out, or at least my mom and I are, before, well, my aunt's here. But when we go to the Amish country, we'll take you all with us. I don't know if I'll get my aunt very much on here, but I'd like to, even if it's just to say thank you for people that generously gave. Like I said, there is one little activity that we're trying to get together for my aunt and my daughter to do together, which would mean the world, I know, to her and my aunt. And I can guarantee you, if my dad's watching from heaven, he'd be smiling. And I can't tell you yet, because we wanted to do some kind of FaceTime with my daughter and my aunt. You probably will hear her scream when she finds out what we're kind of planning, from wherever you are. So we're trying to do that and make that happen. And I will record some of it, take some pictures, and put that up. And I haven't seen her since, haven't seen my aunt since the wedding. She hasn't really posted pictures on Facebook, rightfully so. So I don't know. And she's a hairdresser, God love her. So everything has to be perfect, and she has to have her hair right and everything. So I don't know if she's, from what I understand, she has not lost her hair. So I don't know if she's going to be not wanting to show off anything. I don't know. So we'll see. But it just may be her voice. At least she can tell you all thank you. I know she's told me to tell you thank you, but she's got a heck of a testimony, you all. But she's coming up to drive us crazy, as she tells us. Her and my dad were so much alike. They are, because my dad just had this, we used to call him the Energizer Bunny, right? And my aunt kind of has the same thing. Like, I don't know how, my mom and I are low energy people. I don't know how they had it, but they had so much energy. Oh my goodness. So I will be saving some of these for the merch store. I'm going to do some of them, but then I forgot how many are in here. I don't know how many are in here. We'll be saving some of them for the, we'll put some of them up. I can go get some more save some for the craft show, which reminds me. But I think too, when you're going through something in your life like we're going through, and I thought about it today, I thought, I'm not usually somebody that has to write lists of things, right? But I'm having to write a list now because my brain is just going like this. So if you got stuff going on, you may need to, if you're not a list taker, you may need to sit down and, well, I may need a list. I know this is not very exciting. I can't wait, but I'm going to finish these earrings. I don't know how many I have. Oh, gosh. But sit here and paint. We'll sit here and chit-chat and paint and keep us busy, right? How many do I have? I forgot how many were in that thing. Let's see. And we'll figure it out. Let's see. 2 a piece. So there's 16. There's 40 pieces. So there has to be 20 20 earrings each. 20 earrings that can be made out of it. So I want to give my daughter a couple, so I'm probably gonna have to go get some more of these. Because with her wedding, I did her flowers for her wedding. I've been very crafty my entire life on some things, on everything. And we made her earring or her flowers out of solo wood flowers, which come almost kind of like this color. They're like tan color, and you can dye them any color you want. Like literally, they're awesome. I love working with solo wood flowers. But I had to get, because the amount of colors and what I needed, I had to go get like quart size from the Lowe's and get it and use for acrylic paint. You have to do paint dye with acrylic paint. Or no, for the solo wood flowers, you have to use acrylic paint. Use glycerin before you do them. You dump them in glycerin and water mixture, because otherwise they become very brittle. They stay soft if you do them in glycerin. But anyway, they were a heck of a lot cheaper. I mean, I spent like $400 on her flowers, if that, than I would have if we had gotten flowers from the darn florist. So much cheaper, right? And so, anyway, so I have leftover paint of pretty turquoises and orange, and I thought I want to make her earrings, one with the turquoises of the flowers that I did for her wedding, and then I want to make her earrings of all the orange ones, all the orange colors I did, and then I want to make her these earrings of all of the mixture of the two of them, so she'll always have the colors I used for her wedding in the paint dye earrings for the flowers. She'll be able to wear them. So I know 3 of these are going to go for that. And then because they were, and then I want to do a set for myself with the mixture of the colors, orange and the blue, the beautiful colors. And so I will take the earrings, those colors, and we'll do paint pour. But I want to give her one with the blues and the turquoises, one with the oranges, and then one with the combination. And she can have the earrings with all of the colors of the colors I used to dye her flowers for her wedding. They were so much cheaper. And what happened was, I knew that these two were going to get engaged. You just could tell that this was the guy. And so what I did was I ended up, there was and I think in the description I have where I got the solo wood flowers from. And I had worked with them before, so I knew how to work with them. I'd never done boutonnieres and corsages and all that kind of stuff. I did the video on solo wood flowers and me doing them for a wedding. So I wanted people to know, listen, try something. Try crochet. Try solo wood flowers. You never know what you can do. Try paint pouring. You know, that may be something too, Brazy, to look into doing, because paint pouring is very relaxing. I'm going to show people how to do it. It is very relaxing. You do not need to know how to paint to do it. Very, very relaxing, very calming. And it really is. It doesn't take that much to do. It is really common, and it's very relaxing. But you order your first resin kit. I am so proud of you. If you can work with resin, go for it, girl, because I can't do it. I don't. I tried doing resin. I had this great idea to dry out the first kind of flowers that he had gotten for her, right? Dry them out entirely. Then I covered them in resin, and then I was going to place them, and I ended up doing something where I did like a Mr. and Mrs. thing with arrows behind it in resin that actually turned out halfway decent, that had 2 of the flowers in there that he had given to her. I tried to take the other flowers and put them in resin. This girl did not enjoy working with resin at all. But I'm glad you're trying it though. Good for you. Good for you, girly girl. Good. But also look into paint pouring because that is really relaxing. I love paint pour. Because you don't have to know how to paint. You just have to just do it. You just do the thing. That's it. And like the earrings that I do, they're going to be like Christina's socks. They're going to be as close to matching, but they're not going to be matching. They're going to be different. I will put the earrings together. And then what I'm going to do, it's a light. Well, I will wish you luck. I'll be interested to see. Um, what I'll do with these is I will put a little bit of glitter. I use glitter glue because when you paint pour, you can use glue. Yeah. What I was trying to do was put the flowers in resin and then have enough to put on the tables and put a note that says that these were the flowers that Jared gave her while they were dating, but it didn't work out that way. I still have them. Some of them in are resin, but man, I tried, but it wasn't my jam, and that's okay. But what I'll do with these is I will put glitter glue on them because when you paint pour, you can use regular glue. I tend to use Floetrol. I like the way Floetrol does it, so I'll use Floetrol, which you can find in any kind of hardware store. And so I use Floetrol to thin out the paint. You don't have to use it. You can use water and glue. So when it sets, you can use glue. You can use. So what I do is I get glitter glue, and I will paint that over the earrings, so that adds a little bit of sparkle to the earrings. I got silver. I like that. I like the silver look of it versus the iridescent. Yeah, I would definitely get. He reached out to me and said, would you be willing to come on?" I'm like, "Sure, but let's do it. I think it's going to be sometime next week, but we're going to talk." I said, whenever you want me to come on, I'll be glad to help. And so I'll do that. And then I have some, it's not resin, it's kind of like a sealant, and it's out in the garage. Whether it is still any good or not, I don't know. I have to look at it and see. And I'm probably going to have to take it and do a test and make sure that it still is. If it's not, I knew that was going to happen. I've been really good, and I knew that it was going to happen. Oh, it's just acrylic paint. Come on. I still have flour on me from the. Oh, Brazy, I'm going to upload the cottage cheese bagels. My husband requested we made more today, and I will be uploading that. My mom helped me with them, and I'll be showing people how to make them because they're half. They're 11 grams in carbohydrates versus 9, and they're almost half in the carbohydrates. A regular bagel is like 53, and the bagels from the cottage cheese bagels are like 25. Well, half of carbohydrates. And they're so good. Oh, my husband's like, "You got to make more. I love them." I'm like, "Okay." And he does not like cottage cheese. But I will take these and then I will put them in. I'll put the glitter glue on. Then, if that's not good, if that stuff I have is not gonna, if it's too old, which I don't think it is, but it may be, if it's not gonna work, then I'll either cover these in Mod Podge, or I use crystal enamel spray, and I can spray that on the earrings. That's what I think I have sprayed on those, and it will seal it. Mod Podge usually works pretty good too, so I want to make sure it's a really strong Mod Podge. You want to make sure they're sealed really good. I really like the stuff I have in the garage, and if I have to order, if that stuff's it's just been sitting around too long, then I'll order a fresh bottle and use that because I really like that. It's durable, but you have to do several coats, like 2 or 3 coats of it, and very thin. So like I'd have to do one side and then I'd have to do the other side, and it would take a while to do it, but it would be sealed really well. It doesn't have a smell to it. I really like it. I've used it on some projects and I like it. I just don't know if I need a fresh bottle because it was about a year or 2 ago I got it, and I don't know if it may require a new batch. And that's the case. It is what it is. I'll get a small bottle goes a long way, and I'll just have to order it to seal these. But if you take the glitter glue, and see, the thing about it is if you take glitter, and I was to put them on the earrings, if you just took glitter and you put them on, right, it's gonna end up being too much because then you got the paint, right, and if you do it, then you got, or you take Mod Podge and you sprinkle glitter on, it's real easy to get real heavy handed on the glitter. But if you use glitter glue to go over stuff, then it seals everything in, and especially if it's clear glue and it just has the glitter, and then the glitter stays on there, and then you don't have glitter going everywhere. See, there's a trick, y'all. So I use a lot of glitter glue versus buying, or I will add like Elmer's clear glue to glitter and then paint it on something and add the glitter to the glue because I've got some. Oh, y'all, I don't know if I can do it. Is he going to? Can you see what? I gotta see if I can do it. Can you see what got on? Look what got on the earring. Can you see it, Brazy? Look at that. Look at that. Can you see him? I love you. Get off my earring. He won't get off. Now he's on the paint. Ah, I love you. I did it again. Paint on my shirt. Not happy. I try very hard not to, do the lifeboat. We're not going to talk about anything, but I try very hard. I need the lifeboat, and I'm a mod on the lifeboat, so I try very hard not to skip it. And I also try very hard not to go over them because I don't want mods that are over there that want to come and support me having to choose between the two. So I try not to, but I'm determined to finish these earrings because I've got this whole thing set up. And Mod Podge's good, but this other stuff I found is even 10 times better. But I got it out in the garage. It's called Crystal something or other, and I've forgotten what it is. And so I will need to see if it's good. I'm going to have to paint it on something. I'll get like a scrap of wood. I've got scraps of wood, and I'll take it and paint the scrap of wood. What I'll do is when we paint pour, I will take got things you get at Dollar Tree, and if I don't have one, I can just go get it. And they have those little things during the craft section. And so I'll get the craft section. I'll go and get the scrap of wood. I'll paint it while I'm painting the other paint pour. I hope to God you're not going to rain because I will not be a happy camper, just to let you know. And I will take it when we paint pour and paint pour it. And then that way, then I can pull out the stuff and I can paint it on the piece of wood once it dries. And then if it's not going to, if it looks yellow, it's yellowed, which it doesn't once it's on. But if it's yellow just from being outside, not the best place to keep it outside in the garage. But we were moving so much with everything moving from Cincinnati. It's what happened. If it's not, then what I'm going to do is just I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it on. I'll put it on there, and if I don't like the color or it's not, it kind of has a yellowish tinge to it when I paint it, then guess what? I will order another. I will throw those out and I will order more. It's called Crystalac, and I love it. It is so good. Oh, I mean, puts it puts yeah. We don't have closest. Michael's is Narrowway. Menards has it. I have a Hobby Lobby, but we were at Menards, and my husband just got my white paint because I just needed it for this. So I mean, this stuff that I have that I love, that I found. Actually, my sister-in-law found it because she was doing a lot of resin stuff, and she didn't want to use resin. Use a mask and stuff to protect you when you're working with resin. She didn't want to do that, so she used this stuff as an alternative, and she turned me on to it because I was doing some stuff that I needed, and I didn't really want to get into resin. And I have, if it's not going to work, if it's too old, then I'll just have to throw it out and start and get more, which is fine. But it literally puts Mosh Podge to shame. And I can get you the name of it. And really good stuff. I actually, when Christina got married, my sister-in-law made like one of those boards she put over the stove, and we had everybody sign it when people came for the wedding. Everybody signed it, and I have not yet signed it. They took a Sharpie and stuff, and they took their notes. And when we went to Thanksgiving in Columbus, those people that couldn't make the wedding, we had them sign it. And actually, I need to take the stuff that I have. If the stuff is still good out in the garage, I need to take that and actually sign it myself. I wanted to put Mocha's prints. She would let us take her handprint with some paint and just put it on the back of the board for Mocha's print, and put her previous dog, which was Jordan. I've got that print, and take that and make a stencil out of that, put that on it. So that when she had the thing, she'd have both of her dogs on the back of it. And then I needed to put, come on, get out of there. I didn't tell you clog up the dang on hole. There. I told you. You're going to do it my way, or you're not going to do it my way. I've got to, yeah, she made it, and I have to seal it. And then my daughter can have it. And I need to sign the back of it. And I actually have her guest book. I have to write something in it. Then I have to give it to the groom's parents and have them write something in it. But I need to sign the board. My mother needs to sign the board. Hi, Perez. How are you? I was thinking, Perez, when you were coming on, because I jumped into your live and I was doing that today. I don't know if you would come on. And I know there's a lot of people, and I can't do it till next month. But there's a lot of people that may be interested to learn, and I don't know if you have some advice on this, on a little bit of trying to understand crypto coins and all that kind of stuff. Because I know for me, that's like gibberish. It's absolute gibberish. We're just painting. I'm just finishing painting these earrings. Getting stuff busy, so they got to get paint poured, and I got to do them when my aunt's here. Or when my aunt leaves, and it'll be hard. And I'm just trying to get myself with stuff to do. So I'm not doing stuff, eating stuff I shouldn't, and not getting my hands busy. But if that's something, okay. Well, I was thinking if you wanted to come on after my aunt left, if we scheduled a time, and you come on and kind of talk a little bit about investing and how people could invest when they just want to try to understand all that, and they don't want to take a lot of risk. and how we can kind of the layman understand the crypto coin market, because I don't know a lot about it and stuff. I thought that may be an interesting topic to have you on if you'd be interested. I know I don't have a huge channel, but I thought if you wanted to come on and talk about, the investing of it and crypto, and maybe people that wanted to invest in stuff, you wouldn't believe what just happened. Let me just tell you what happened. The wind picked up, and guess what just happened? The earrings went flying. And I tried really hard to not get any paint on my new thing that my husband got me so I could have my laptop. It's okay. It'll be fine. I was like, whoosh! And I think so. No earrings dropped in the process of it. I was like, wow. Don't worry, I put the other things on there. That's okay. I was just sitting there, you gotta be kidding me. But if that's something, okay, if that's something you'd be interested, I think it would be interested somebody that is in the investment world to kind of come on and talk to people about how they can invest, start off investing. Because when you start talking about the stock market and all that kind of stuff, us individuals have no idea what that's all about. No, it's not that big of a cleanup. They have no. I will be counting earrings when I get in. When I get done with this. Just all of a sudden turned like cold. Um, I just thought if somebody would come on and just kind of explain how people may be able to invest into stuff like that when they're kind of a novice. How do they do it? How do they invest? How do they know what not to invest in? Because you see, like what is that one? It's like a basic one. I can't remember what it is. I did it for a while. Stash. You've got stash, and it's just all so confusing. And I thought if somebody would be willing to come on that is familiar with all that to talk to us in kind of understanding non-geekish layman terms that we can kind of understand, I think it would be interesting. And I don't know if crypto is going to be the new dollar. I don't know, but I think um, we need to be familiar with it. I think we just need to have knowledge of it because I have no idea what all of that is and what is crypto and what is currency, and and understanding it and understanding what to invest in. If people want to invest in, what are the things that if they're scared to do it, because I'm telling you, it's easy to explain from you, but for me it's terrifying. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, and I want to understand it. And I'm guessing from what I'm understanding that I guess we probably need to understand what it's all about. So because of I think it's only going to grow, but then it's like, well, where do you start investing when you don't know what to invest in? And when you start talking about the stock market and the numbers, and when you know, I'm in Ohio. I'm in the great state of Ohio, and I used to live in Florida before we moved in 2019, and I will never go back. Do not like the heat. I love, mind you, I was raised in the city. See, Litecoin, all that I think would be great. It would be probably be multiple, a couple times to get together on a stream and understand it and explain it. But I just thought it'd be an interesting conversation to have. Listen, what I'm trying to do on my channel is really say, listen, I know it says the word crochet. Doesn't mean I crochet, and I teach you how to. Enough channels out there to do it. But I want to do a wide range of topics and interest so that people, because it's like Anthony, who has Anthony J Fishing. He's one of my mods, and he does his channel. Well, you know what? He says, I come on your channel because you don't talk about fishing or you don't do crochet. And he said, I don't want to. He said, if you probably, that's all you talked about. He said, I wouldn't be there. He said, but he said, you do other things. And he said, I really like that. So I try to make sure that we're doing other things and doing like the nature streams and talking about hard topics and doing this kind of fun stuff where we're just chit chatting. But okay. Yeah, it won't be after. It won't be. I have how many earrings left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I have 9 left. It won't be till after my aunt leaves. She leaves on the 22nd. If you don't know, you may have been in the stream last night, but my aunt was diagnosed with stage 4 liver and lung cancer. She's coming for her final visit with us because we're talking hospice. She will be here on the 15th of this month, and then she leaves on the 22nd. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of doing some projects now that I need to get ready for, because we're doing, Mom and I are doing a craft show, and I want to have things and projects to get involved with. So I know the month of August, I'm not planning much of anything after she leaves, except for getting involved with crafty stuff and crochet and stuff. I'm going to get on my lives. I will do lives, but I may be crying a little bit in them, and that's okay. But, you know, the channels that I'm really a significant mod in, I've been letting them know what's going to go on. But I got people that say, if you don't show up, we're going to be asking about you. So, thank you, Brazy Girl. So, it won't be until September. I'm not doing any kind of major stuff until collaborations or anything. Gail with Southern Living, I'm going to go on her channel in the month of August or September. But again, I told her, she's like, once you're feeling better, let me know and we'll do it. Because I'm just not. I figure out the month of August, I'm going to be shot. And my body's already hating me right now. I mean, it hates me. It's, I'm in a lot of pain. When you deal with fibromyalgia and you have stress, your body really becomes affected by it extremely. And it has felt the effect of all this stress and some other stuff that I am not expressing on the YouTube worlds has happened too on top of it. So my body has not liked me, and it's feeling it. And it's being affected by it. And but if I don't finish these earrings, I'm not going to bring them. I want to finish all the earrings. Almost done with them. So I'm just deciding I'm gonna need to rest a lot after Patty leaves, because I'm gonna be tired and sore and hurting. And get off my earrings. Get off. Not come towards me. Jeez. I was going to say it's on my computer. It's going to the light. Oh, goodness. See you. I'm going to put up the bagels on what day? On Sunday or Saturday. And then I have cookies that my husband and my son-in-law love. And they're peanut butter cookies. And we call them JJ cookies. And so I'm going to be putting them on. Thank you. Things will get better. It's just going to be hard. Because this is, like I said, the last time we'll see her. She's not coming back up here again. This is one and done. And then she'll go home. They've given her a year that was with the pills. She was taking chemo. They've stopped the chemo because the cancer has spread. Um, so they were telling her they were putting her on pills, but she may not take the pills because she says she's just tired of being sick with what little time she has left. And so she is coming to give us one last hug and have some time with us. And we're going to put her on a plane and she's going to go home and we'll just be there to enjoy. She could be here for another year, which we would hope. And she could be here for another 3 months. We don't know. We don't know. And I think that's the hard part. Hi, hunting and stuff. I think that's hard. We're just painting earrings so that we can paint pour. That's the hard part, is not knowing how long. It's like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so I am just doing these. We have a craft show we are doing, my mom and I, in September or November, which I'm going to get off of this live in a few minutes. I'm going to get these earrings done and make sure that I get registered for that thing. It's only like $25. It wasn't that much. Before I forget, because my little brain's going to forget. And I am going to do that. But these will be going on the merch store. Some will be going for the craft show. We're probably going to have to get more earrings. We've got some paint pour coming up. And we'll still be talking about topics we need to talk about. But we're going to have Prez on and talk about all the stuff when it comes to all that kind of financial wizardry world. Crypto and Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. I don't understand. So, and I'm just keeping myself busy after she leaves so that I'm not tempted to eat. Because that's my vice. When stuff emotional happens, that's where I go to, and I'm not doing it. I just refuse to. I still may, at times, I may slip, and that's okay. But eating to solve a problem never solves anything. Using something in order to cover up the pain doesn't help. You need to put it into, if you're dealing with something and it becomes overwhelming, put it in a trunk in your head. Find a trunk. I have a patty car. When things get too much, it goes in there. And then you go back to it when you're in front of a therapist, or you can deal with it, or you're not tired and you're not stressed. And then you pull it back out again. And that's what I do. So what I've had to do lately is pull it out. And sometimes it comes out, and sometimes you just have to deal with it. And when it gets all too much, you put it back in that trunk and say, I'm done with it today. And that's okay. Because I know it's going to be hard. I've just... I can't think about the airport right now because it's too hard. And I had a dream last night about saying goodbye to her at the airport. It's like, no, Mary, can't go there yet. Can't go there yet. Gotta. And the thing is, she's going to come, and before we know it, we know the visit. It's like, I just know that it's going to be whoosh, and the visit's going to go by so quickly, right? So fast that before you know it, it's going to be over with. Before you know it, it's going to be over with. But these are just getting painted white because we gotta pre-paint them before we paint pour. And I probably have to do one more coat, but I'm not gonna do it tonight. Now I made pulled pork, not pulled pork. I made pork with pears and applesauce. I was gonna have some. I gotta take out the meal for tomorrow. I got them in the freezer, ready to go. I don't know what's on schedule for tomorrow. Do you think I ate today? Yep. I ate today. I ate my lunch, but I'm not really hungry. Probably not till after Patty. Patty leaves on the Friday, the 20. She leaves on the 22nd, and I figured that next week I'm just gonna be done. I'm just gonna be emotionally shot. So I'm hoping in the month of like starting in February or not. Boy, oh boy, September, because I have the craft shows in November. So I'm going to need to start getting them done. So they're going to have to get done because I want to take them to I want to take the other things. So yeah, they're going to have to be done. And I have a blanket that I'm actually going to go in the house. I'm going to snack. I don't really feel like eating. So I'm not going to really eat too much tonight. I'm not really that hungry. I had my lunch. I ate. Dang on it, I may have another one of them bagels. They're so good. But I got busy and I'm like, I'm not really hungry, and I'm not. So I may have some popcorn, and I've got the skinny pop. Oh, that stuff is so good. A whole bag is like 2 points. I mean, depends which bag I have, but when I'm in a snacky mood, that skinny pop is so good. So I can have that. But I don't think I want the pork this late. So I may have the pork tomorrow for lunch. See, when I was on Optavia, and I wish I could go back on there, but I can't afford it. It's not Optavia, I only had one big meal a day, and that's all I want now. Is that one meal a day? But so it's like I had my meal at lunch. Yep, I got it from the Sam's Club, and I got they had white cheddar, right, and sweet and salty, and then just regular. But like a whole bag on Weight Watchers is like 2 points. And it's like if I'm snacking and wanting something, I go right to the skinny pop. I'm going to have to start a little laundry so that the shirt, maybe I can get rid of the white paint. Dang on it. I don't feel like it. I'm forcing myself. My habit is to want to isolate. But I have too many people around me not allowing me to. Kristen, Linda's reaching out and saying, Mary, you okay? Mona's reaching out, making sure I'm okay. My daughter's making sure I'm okay. I'm forcing myself. It's not what I want to do, you know, but it's what I am doing. You know, you know, because it's what I know works. You know, staying connected through all this is what works. Isolating myself is what is going to get me to eat stuff that I shouldn't have because I'm hurting. And I did that enough. Done it enough. And I'm fluctuating on the weight. Like today, I've gained like a pound back from my 4.4. But I know that stress has a lot to do with it. So I'm not beating myself up on that right now. I'm just not. I can't. I know it'll get there. And I feel like I've lost inches, not weight. Like right now, I feel like I've lost inches. But I got out of those big, because I had the big container thing of the water I was drinking, and I've gotten away from that. And I realized I'm not drinking my water like I should. So when it's in that big container, I'm drinking it. So I got to get back on that kick tomorrow. So it's the way that I get my water done when it's out there and it's straight. And I know that's how much I need to do. If y'all haven't, check out our Fourth Wall store. We have shirts there. We've got those connection cakes. We've got them soap caddies. I'm just glad it didn't rain because it looked like for a minute there it was going to rain. And I was not going to be happy, girl. So I'm done all the earrings now. And I'll put them in the garage, let them dry. Make sure that I didn't lose any on the ground. I will be counting the earrings and making sure. And then I'm going to go have something to eat. And then I'm going to get out that blanket that I've said for the past 2 days I need to get back on and work on, my temperature blanket. I'm in the middle of May and I only have like 2 months to go. And I want to get it done because it's a commission blanket. It needs to get done. And I will never do another temperature blanket for anybody else again. It's too much work. I will do the other kind of blankets I like doing, and I like doing them. It's a lot because you're literally having to do one row. And I'm glad I'm doing this one for the lady I'm doing it for. She's a sweetheart. But I don't think I'm doing another one. Either that or depends. If they pay me enough, I may. Not pay me, but they give it to my mom. I may end up doing it, but a lot of work. But I'm glad, I'm glad to do it for her. Lady I'm doing it for. Let's just see, because I have a little bit. Try to clean some of these up just a little bit. Then I'm going to get off here and go in the house because it's getting a little chilly out here. Go have a shower, relax. I've been watching Who's the Boss lately, and somehow I think it's going to eventually rain. It feels like it is. Ohio lives on very much of bipolar weather. I'm watching Who's the Boss again. Or I haven't watched that show in years, but I've been watching a lot of the replay stuff, like watching the episodes. And then I'm going to reach out to Spanx on the lifeboat and let him know that what's going on. So if he doesn't see me next week in the mod thing, he'll know why. But I also think that it's really good that I get in there and just say, hey, people, be thinking of me today. Especially, I don't even want to. I can't even think about Monday. I can't even go there. Dang on it. You know what I need to get is parchment paper. That's what I need to get. Put these on. I'm going to get that because the parchment paper would not, the cardboard is making it sticky on it. I need to put parchment paper. When I lay these on, I'm going to stick them on parchment paper. That's what I need to get. Hi, sunshines. But you guys, if you can watch any of our stuff, please. The biggest ones to do is just play some of our nature stuff. Just put it in the background and let it run because we are so close to 3,000. So close. I'm almost done. Was painting the earrings so that when my aunt leaves, we can do them, get them done. Started with the paint pour, but if anybody can, the nature stuff, those are in 10 hours. Any of our playlists, any of the stuff you haven't watched yet, so close. Because I was just like, I do not want to repeat all these watch hours all over again next year. And the money's when we get monetized, it's not coming to me, it's going to my mom. I can't have it anyway. I don't want it. I'm on here for the connection. My therapist says it's really good for me. So I'm not going to be doing it. But oh, I'm sorry, Alfonso. I know you said you've had problems with that. I don't know why, and I don't know what to tell you either. I know you've tried, and I appreciate it. And go check out Alfonso's store. Or Alfonso. Trying not to do this. If I do this too much, I'm going to literally get paint all over my stuff. My hands, you see. Check him out. It was so sweet. His merch store is up, Alfonso's merch store, and he was so sweet to put my daughter's channel and mine on the people that have supported him. So, and if he has collaborated with, I thought it was really cool. Awesome. I thought that was really cool. No, it was iMusic. Well, why didn't it do that? I don't understand. Oh, it's because it's Facebook, I see. So anyway, but that was really cool, Alfonso. Are you doing, before I get off here, because I'm going to get off here in a few minutes, is your technical problem working okay? Are you doing your concert tomorrow? Next week, I won't be able to be there. Hey, Mon, how you doing, hun? I'm just painting the earrings. I'm trying to get the dang on cardboard off. It's really... Oh, I'm not happy about that. Oh, cardboard? I'm having to literally take my finger and... Okay. I will come on. Probably going to bring that blanket I need to work on tomorrow. And next week, Alfonso, I will not be able to do I will not be able to be on because my aunt will be here. So that will not happen next week. We've got the disco ball. We finally figured that out. I will send that to you. I've had to finally do a list in my head, y'all. Or in my paper, because I'm going to use... Remind me to please use parchment paper and not cardboard. Because I don't want them on the cardboard on the earrings. And that's sticking. My phone's going to die too. Yeah, I know. Lost connection because my phone died. I said I wanted to use what little paint I had left, but I'm going to stick these on parchment paper. And I can take, if I need to, I can take a little bit of sanding paper and just take them and sand any little pieces that need to get sanded. Once they dry, if there's a little bit of a thing, just go and get it sanded. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Mon, your adopted niece called today. She's like, I want to make sure Mon reached out to you the other day and made sure you were okay. I'm like, yeah, she did. She said, good. She said, if you talk to her, tell her hi. She loves you. People, you know what? Make your family. And if you have a great family and you need more, add on to them. Do the thing. If you got people that are acting ridiculous, then go build your family. They don't have to be related. I have a great daughter, great husband, great mom. His family's awesome. But there's parts of my family on one side that are not being so nice. Guess what? I'm going to build my family with extra. And it's just more love. We got it. We got to build the love and the support. And if you need it, find it. Yeah. You got Ohio family here. You know that. And like my daughter was going through a little hard time, and Moan reached out to her, and she really needed her. Sometimes, as those kids grow up, they don't want to listen to their mamas, right? Because they don't think that their mama knows what they're talking about. So sometimes they need to hear it from somebody else, right? That's exactly what happened. I was like, I tried to tell you the same exact thing, but she just heard it differently, and that's okay. That's what aunts are there for. That's why I tell my nieces, especially the one that's getting older now. I tell her, if you need to talk to your aunt, I'm here. Hands down. I'm here. And I'll always be here, and I'm here. You can talk to somebody. She goes, I know, Aunt Mary. Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. Build them. So if I need to, I can take a little sandpaper and do them. See, this is just the base coat. I don't know if you can see them. They're just white. Because if I don't, they're not going to make for a pretty paint pour. And I tried very hard to not get paint on my shirt, and I still ended up doing it. Dang on it. I was doing pretty good. How can I get paint on? I'm not going to wind up paint on here. I should know myself. I should know it. And my husband's going to be like, I got you that thing for your... Yesterday, it was so funny. We were at Sam's Club, and I've been using like my Chromebook, right? And I've been using it in bed, and I've literally had to be using, what is it? Like, I use my Chromebook and then to use the mouse because it's easier, right? Hi, Sandy. I use the Chromebook, right? And underneath the Chromebook, I have what are those? The clipboard, right? To do the mouse so that I can be in bed and use my Chromebook. And so they have these things, the laptop beds, the laptop desks for the bed. And we were at Sam's Club yesterday, and I said, oh, honey, that's so great. You got me that. And he goes, no, that was for me. I was like, and you're going back to get me one, right? Do you not see me manufacturing a laptop desk? Right? He goes, no, I didn't see it. So he took his happy little butt back in the store and got me one. I said, oh, that was so sweet. Get me that, because I thought he could see me in the bed trying to use the laptop, the Chromebook with the little clipboard underneath the Chromebook to fool around to use the mouse, right? To make it work so I could do it, I could do stuff in bed if I needed to and get stuff done for the channel, help my mom a little bit. And I said, that was so sweet that she said, no, that was for me. And I'm like, you're going back in there and getting me one too, right? He goes, he hobbled back in there and got me one. I was sitting there going, oh, how sweet of you to do that. Well, oh, how sweet. That was nice of you. He was like, no, that's for me. Men do not notice. They just don't. And so when he came home, because they're both the same, right? They're both the same colors. So he tagged his Mrs. Jones and me. And he tagged his actually Mr. Blessed Crochet. But it was funny. It was like, and he said, do you want me to go back there and get you one? I'm like, yes. It was like $20 at Sam's Club. I was like, yes, I want you to go back so I can stop trying to manufacture one with a clipboard and the thing. Because I I will do a lot of like today I worked on it, and in there was watching Who's the Boss, and I was doing channel shout outs, because when I do channel shout outs, um um when I do channel shout outs, I literally, we go into their channel, we take their thumbnail and we download their thumbnail. We take that thumbnail and we go into Canva, and we put it in the logo template with their name above. If you go to the shout out I did today, you'll see what I mean. And I take at whatever it is, their channel above that logo, and then I put that up on the channel shout outs. Because I think when you put a picture with your channel shout outs, it tends to um it tends to um it tends to bring attention to it more. And I know somebody was on this live earlier and they said, well, um I think I overuse my community tab. I don't think you can ever overuse it. I really don't. I think that, really honestly, in my humble opinion, people have said, well, nobody reads my um, community tab. And it's true. I'm guilty of it myself. When you go into somebody's channel, do you go to their community tab? No, you're going to their shorts and their lives. You're not going to the community tab. So I'm just as guilty of it. And I'm thinking we need to utilize it more. But I think when you utilize it and put a picture with it, it grows more. It shows more. And so I'm thinking we're just underutilizing that community tab. So there's going to start being, and there was, and we got away from it for a couple days. Take a break. Channel shout outs mean take a break from what you're doing. Go over there and check their channel out and subscribe. And as we grow, I'm like, there's a sleep channel I'd like to listen to, and I put that one up. It's got a big subscriber base. But as we grow, and as I said earlier, as we grow, we're going to do channel shout outs being 5,000 or less, and really focusing on the channels that are 1,000 or less that are doing good content. The max number will be up to 5,000. If we see a bigger channel that has more subscribers, like the Lifeboat and like Reese's channel and like other channels that have big subscribers, we're just going to do a regular community post. But those takes a break, community posts, those noon shout outs, I want them to really be for the channels that are just trying to get up off the ground. They got 5,000 or less, mainly really focus on channels that have like 1,000 or less, or even 2,000 or less. And I know people won't come in, but if they come and say, why do I never get a channel shout out? You'll never get one. It is going to be, we're doing it for just the kindness of our heart. I thought about when we get memberships, maybe having that as like a $6.99 membership and being able to do a channel shout out. I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to start that. I don't want to be obligated to do that for all of us. Because right now we have a spreadsheet. So when we do a channel shout out, we can know that spreadsheet and say, we did this channel shout out back in 7/15, and we did this one on 8/15. I know exactly when we done what channels. We haven't done this one for a while, so let's go give them another shout out. But I want to, as we grow, I want to flip it, because I know for myself, if a channel had 20,000 or 10,000 subscribers and they would do a channel shout out, I'm going to get people that are going to view my channel. But I think it's up to the content creator too to say, listen, go to my community tab. I'm doing channel shout outs. I want you to just go check that channel out. And what it's making me do too is I'm doing channel shout outs, and I'm going, am I subscribed to them? And I've got other accounts, so I can go in there and make sure that I'm subscribed to them through my other accounts. So it's helping them. But I think that we as content creators don't always remember to say, listen, go check out the community tab. So at 12 o'clock, that's going to be posted. Take a moment. Doesn't have to be exactly 12, but sometime during the day, go check our community tab out. See if you subscribe to that channel. Check them out. See if you want to subscribe. You don't have to. If you like their stuff, subscribe. Give them a thumbs up. Go in and watch one of their shorts. Give a thumbs up to the community post. Make a comment if you want to. That helps that community post grow. And that helps us grow. It's all about just working together and helping each other. But that's the way it's going to work as we grow. Right now, if it's a channel we like, I'm not looking at the subscriber count, but there'll be a flip. There will be a flip to that at one point, where if we're sitting blessed enough to maybe be sitting at 10,000 subscribers. I can't even imagine being there, but if we are, or maybe at 5,000, where I'm going to say, okay, we're going to flip, and any channel that's 5,000 or below is where it's going on those community tabs. Because those are the channels, especially the ones that are 1,000 and below. You get them on a thing, and then say to your subscribers, hey, do us a favor. It's going to be something that I'm really going to say maybe towards the end of the streams now. You do us a favor, go check the community tab. And make sure that just go check. We've done some channel shout outs. You may find a channel you like there. Give them, go check them out. Do us that favor. Help. Do the ripples. Spread them. We're all here to help each other. Now, what's good about these brushes? It goes in trash. I'm not all about cleaning the brushes. And I have these. So I'm not done with the white paint yet. Oh boy. I've got a lot to do I have a lot to focus on after Patty leaves. I've got this paint pour. I've got the disco ball keychains I've got to work on. I don't want to get them messy either. I've got these to make for the towel holder things that we love. We're doing the experiment in our house whether the button on the towel rods made any difference. I'm kind of liking the button, even though it's going to be a pain in the neck to do. I'm kind of liking the button, but we're kind of seeing whether it plays any difference or not. So I know y'all will be, and I appreciate it. I want to. What time is it? My phone's. I've got to watch. I forget. Probably the boat's about ready to head off. So I'm going to head over there just to make myself known. And of course, I'll be on there tomorrow and tomorrow night. Look out for Saturday night. Saturday reflection. And I'm going to try to put up the cottage cheese bagels either today or tomorrow. I'm going to go inside because it's getting chilly and I'm getting cold. I got to get all this stuff cleaned up now. You guys have helped to make me smile, and I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I forget that I have a watch. And I need to get this shirt in the washer before it sets. I think it'll come off, but I've got to get it in because it's a nice shirt. So I love you all. Just remember, please stay connected. Go check out our community tab for channels as they come up. It'll be a take a break noon time sometime during the day. Just check them out, see if you like them. If you do, subscribe to them. Just let's spread the ripples. Let's help other people grow. They've helped me grow. Love you all. Stay connected. We got you covered, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye with my paint-stained hands, right? We're going to have Scott take us out. And remember, be proud of yourself. There's only one you. God only made one of you. And that was intentional. And be proud of being yourself. I know I'm proud of you. Stay connected, y'all, and we got you covered. Bye-bye. Love y'all.
So